Basically, paradox means a situation or statement with two or more parts that seem strange or impossible together, despite apparently valid reasoning from true premises, leads to a seemingly self-contradictory or illogically unacceptable conclusion. If we go further into it, we learn the actual part of a paradox. In logic, many paradoxes exist which are known to be invalid arguments, but which are nevertheless valuable in promoting critical thinking, while other paradoxes have revealed errors in definitions which were assumed to be rigorous, and have caused axioms of mathematics and logic to be re-examined. A paradox which questions whether a ship repaired over time by replacing each and all of its wooden parts, one at a time, would remain the same ship. Paradoxes can also take the form of images or other media. For example, M.C. Escher featured perspective-based paradoxes in many of his drawings, with walls that are regarded as floors from other points of view, and staircases that appear to climb endlessly. In common usage, the word paradox often refers to statements that are ironic or unexpected, such as the paradox that standing is more tiring than walking. When they are related to time, a temporal paradox, time paradox, or time travel paradox is a paradox, an apparent contradiction, or logical contradiction associated with the idea of time and time travel. In physics, temporal paradoxes fall into several broad groups: grandfather paradox, lumberjack paradox, Fermi paradox, Newcomb paradox, etc. The grandfather paradox occurs when the past is changed in any way, thus creating a contradiction. If one were ever to go back in time and kill one's grandfather in his childhood, it would result in one of the time traveler's parents, and ergo the time traveler, not being born. If the time traveler weren't born, then he never went back in time to kill his grandfather in the first place. Therefore, he lives to offspring the time traveler's parents, and therefore the time traveler. There is, thus, no predicted outcome to this. The Fermi paradox can be adapted for time travel, and phrased: if time travel were possible, where are all the visitors from the future? Answers vary, from time travel not being possible, to the possibility that visitors from the future cannot reach any arbitrary point in the past, or that they disguise themselves to avoid detection. Newcomb's paradox is a thought experiment often extended to explore causality and free will by allowing for perfect predictors. For example, if time travel exists as a mechanism for making perfect predictions, then perfect predictions appear to contradict free will because decisions apparently made with free will are already known to the perfect predictor. The repugnant conclusion highlights a problem in an area of ethics which has become known as population ethics. The last 3 decades have witnessed an increasing philosophical interest in questions such as: is it possible to make the world a better place by creating additional happy people? And is there a moral obligation to have children? As concluding this topic, you might have learned some depth about what is a paradox. Arguments about paradoxical statements are the complexity of its speciality.